Hi everyone, Gator here. Sadly, Ned Kaye is busy with life stuff at the moment, so we haven't been able to record an episode of XWFM 99.9, and we might not be able to for a while, I'm not sure. So sorry about that, but in the meantime, here is a call that me and Ned took with Chris Page. Hope that satisfies you until we can get the show back to normal. Okay, see ya. Enjoy the show.
Jesus Christ, will you two put your dicks up and get out of this broom closet? The A show needs the fucking equipment.
Yeah, but Ned, we're using it right now, though. We can't. Can you just come back later?
No.
Yeah, we're kind. Oh no. Gator, I
Do I
think.
need to tell Vinny that you're in this fucking closet?
Oh no, don't do that, please.
Please just
Give me
don't
the
throw
goddamn
bullet.
equipment.
All right, okay.
Thunder Knuckles is waiting.
Oh, Thunder Knuckles is waiting. Fine. All right. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the show. We are currently, for the first time ever, and probably the last time ever, accepting callers. Caller number 1, you're on the line.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey, bye. Who's this? New
This
phone,
is,
who dis?
New
Who
phone.
this be the one and only Chronic Chris Page.
Oh my goodness.
Caller, longtime fan.
Oh my god. Look at us, Ned. We're moving up in the world. We've got a real podcast on our shitty little radio show.
Wait a second.
Your,
I've been on the real
your
phone.
shitty little radio show is doing wonders, and last week's episode had me laughing my ass off.
No, that's
So well done.
Oh, thank
We
you so
love
much.
hearing that.
Yeah, we do.
We do this. We do this specifically so that we can go to bed at night and go. I really hope Chris Page is just laughing his little ass off.
Does that get your little pee-pee hard?
Yeah.
My little pee-pee, rock hard.
Well, I'm glad I know that. To know that I infatuate your mind, Mr. Professor Ned Kaye.
Oh, well, thank you. I always have to grab the tweezers after my little pee-pee gets really rock hard.
I mean, I kind of feel honored to be your first caller.
Oh, well,
To be perfectly honest,
very happy to have you.
the show. This is going to be some interesting stuff. I mean, I don't know what you guys have on deck. I know personally, I've got Relentless in the forefront, which is going to be a pretty big deal.
Okay. First, we're being OOC now, aren't we? Like, just straight up off the bat. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure that, because I get confused myself, and I'm sure some people listening here being like, what the fuck is going on? Because I kind of think that everybody who listens to this podcast is just like, I have no idea what's going on at any of the time. It's just two people laughing at each other's terrible jokes for an hour.
That's how it should stay.
It should have stayed, you're right.
Do I need to hang up now? Is that?
Oh yeah,
no,
see you
no.
later, Paige. Bye.
Did I kill your show that quick, brother?
We're talking real business. Get the fuck out.
Oh,
Anyway,
my
no.
God. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, and as well, I'll just make a note, like, sorry if the audio quality's dipped, like, a little bit, but I see Chris Page stole all of our equipment like a cunt. So, we got that going for us.
Imagine somebody listening in thinking, oh, didn't Chris just take all of their equipment? Why are they talking so nicely to him?
Because he didn't tell Vinny where the broom closet was that this show is happening from.
That's true, actually, yeah, that's a very good point.
Exactly, because Vinny doesn't know where we are, we can never be canceled.
It's true. We got fucking Vinny
Very
Lane.
true. You could pirate your show 24/7.
No one
We
will know.
sit in a broom closet. We never say which broom closet.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, XWF HQ famously has like 3,000 floors. It's like shaped like a fucking MC Escher portrait as well. So nobody knows where they're going.
It was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright after he took acid.
I bet that was a good trip.
So yeah, Paige, like, I'm just going to say this straight about, we don't have the charisma and fortitude that you do when you're leading one of your guests, like, through your incredible podcast. We planned up to a head that we're going to have callers, and then I don't think either of us actually even thought of having anything else after that. We just thought it would be a fun idea to have callers. So Paige, how's your day treating you? You doing good?
I mean, I am now that I'm talking to you guys. It's been a long one. Sitting back and puffing on one as I speak. What's new, right? And Gator, let me say this. I appreciate the kind words on the XWF podcast, but it does feel a little different to sit back in the passenger seat, and usually I'm jumping in and I'm asking the questions. Now the questions are being asked to me. It's different. It's a different shake. It's a different feel. To go back to answer your question, though, the day's been great, brother. It's a hot, muggy one in southern Florida.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm happy your day's going better than mine and Ned's, because apparently we both had awful days, which is fun.
Yeah, we both tripped down the stairs at the same time and just kind of fumbled up into a ball.
We
just feeling miserable.
we rolled into the fucking the broom closet like a Katamari Damacy.
That's like stubbing your big toe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's so traumatic on so many fronts.
I want to say that even if this podcast like goes under in 5 episodes, this radio show,
you're giving us 5.
I'm giving us 5.
That's
even if we
big.
go under like 5 episodes, we got Chris Page to use the analogy that stubbing your toe is like being rolled in a Katamari Damacy. It's wonderful.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment.
The only thing worse than the big toe is the pinky toe. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Sorry. Like, fucking. Actually, that's a question. As soon as fucking stop dying, Jesus Christ. Right. Do you remember when you were a kid?
Speaking of, did you get the dining room table?
Oh, the dining room table. Oh my goodness.
Did you get the dining room table?
We did it. We got it built by Jesus Christ himself. It's actually actually the table that we're using for the radio show.
Yeah, personal friend of mine.
Really?
Yeah, he built my dining room table too.
Oh,
when I got mine, I had to get you guys one.
Oh,
I'm glad that's a gift for the first show.
No, we appreciate
the dining room. I'm glad that you guys got the dining room table. Jesus Christ does some goddamn good work.
Hey, that's true. I think that's a catchphrase. We do goddamn good work.
We do.
Let's get it printed on a shirt.
Oh, God. I never knew that the Holy Trinity were the table, the chairs, and the welcome mat.
Where does a welcome mat come into it? What the fuck?
You never want to know.
The dining room, the table, and the chairs. Amen.
The dining room, the table, and the chairs.
Amen. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, what I was going to say is, like, because you said about stubbing your pinky toe. Alright, when you were stupid, idiot children, like, and you would just hit yourself all the time, did you ever, like, hit your toe so hard on something that it turned black and fell off?
No, I never...
The toe itself, or the
no,
toenail?
The toenail. You're not gonna get like frostbite.
You gotta be specific when you're talking to me, because I live. That's my narrative is being very specific.
I understand that.
Ned, I have stubbed a toe.
Okay.
So much that a toenail came off.
Has this never happened to you, Ned?
No, actually, okay.
You've lived such a sheltered life. What the fuck?
I have. I've never broken a bone. and then I've never stubbed my toe so hard that it fell off after turning black.
Yeah, I did
Is
it
your
so
pee
many
so
times.
hard? Because you need to knock on wood real quick, brother.
Oh yeah, no. Here's the thing. He was like, "When you were stupid children," it's like I stubbed my big toe last week while we were recording the other radio show, and I've got Gator here talking about, "Hey, when you were a stupid idiot child," and I'm like, "Okay, I feel a little attacked."
All right, okay. Because I guess like that's actually a good thing to jump off from. Because again, on the real podcast, which everyone here should go listen to because it's wonderful, and sometimes
it is.
me and Ned are on it, and we both derail it like cunts. But on that
Yep.
show, you talk about the person's like body of work and stuff like that, and we don't want to take a bite out of that. We want to sort of keep this flow on stupid bullshit. So, Paige, have you ever broken a bone?
Yes. I you know, I've had some interesting injuries. I've broken my right ankle twice when I was a kid. I broke it. This skateboarding down a massive hill,
Yo,
and lost control of my board and snapped my ankle. This was at the beginning of summer, and I was like 12. The cast comes off 6 weeks later. I'm skateboarding again down another hill, completely different area of town. Board gets away from me again. Same ankle, snap, same place. Within 2 weeks of a cast coming off, a cast went right back on it.
oh shit. Okay, you gotta be careful those skateboards, man. They don't like back in the 1950s or wherever the fuck you're from. I bet they didn't make them too well. So
No, they had the
We're
box.
talking we're talking 80s and 90s.
Okay.
And yeah, the board. Those were the only two skateboard accidents I ever had, and both of them the same ankle in the same spot. I just thought that was ironic. But that's not even my best injury. My best injury was when I got stabbed in my arm.
Oh,
And,
shit, yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Like, I'm lucky to be alive. Real shit. I got stabbed in the right arm. It cut the artery, the nerves, the ligaments, the tendons, all the way down to the bone.
Fuck.
And I almost bled out before I got to the hospital.
Oh my god.
When I went into surgery, before I went in, there was an emergency surgery. It was 9.5 hours. They told me before I went in, that you may come out without a right hand.
Whoa.
So here's another ironic story, or an ironic piece to this story. My dad died in 2002. In the late 90s, I want to say 95, 96, or mid 90s, 95, 96, he lost his right hand. A blood clot that went to his hand, he lost it. Where they were going to take my hand, if they had to, at the exact same spot, my dad's hand was taken.
Jesus Christ.
That's
So, 10 hours later, I get out of surgery, and the first thing that I do is I'm waking up in recovery, and I look down and I see I got fingers. So the nurse, obviously, when you have a major surgery or you have any kind of surgery, you're under anesthesia. When you come out, there's always a nurse present immediately. As she was walking to my bedside, I went, "Oh shit, I got fingers," and immediately turned and projectile vomited like I was from the goddamn Exorcist all over her. She didn't even flinch, man. Like, she took it.
What a
It
fucking
was,
pro.
you picture the scene from Scary Movie where the infamous cum scene where dude shoots his load and blows her up to the ceiling. Vomit.
oh my god.
Vomit. Straight vomit.
Oh,
Long story short, I ended up sending that chick flowers while I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks. I sent her flowers day 2. It's like, sorry for the vomit was on the card.
That's really classy of you. Not throwing up on her, but sending her flowers.
I was about to say
What? That's the fucking least I could do. I was in the room. So, yeah, I'm lucky to be alive, man. Like
Yeah.
I can't feel my right hand. I still can't. There's a lot of nerve damage. So when I write, On my right hand, I've got my pinky finger, and I've got the finger next to it. I can feel the bottoms of those two fingers, and that's all I got.
That's
When I'm
crazy.
writing, I don't know if I hit a key correctly. You know what I'm saying? On my right side, I have to take my time. I can pound out a lot of words. They may not be spelled correctly, but that's what fucking Grammarly's for.
That's very true. Shout out to Grammarly. It saved me a few fucking times as well.
Oh, absolutely. Big shout outs. I also want to say you mentioned that you're very lucky to be alive. I would argue, the XWF is also very lucky that you made it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I don't, I don't think
No,
so.
Paige. Like,
In
let
that
us
regard, the
suck.
XWF would be here without me. With or without me, the Fed would be here.
Yeah.
Let us.
It's
Okay.
Let us like
Yeah,
suck your big fat turgid dick right now.
we're trying to slob on your knob a little.
Yeah.
Let us do it.
Trying to give you
I'm
the sloppy toppy.
humble in that regard, man. I appreciate
Because
it. But I do my part because I know how fun it is, right? Like to me, like the best part of what we do is being able to tell a series of stories. And we talk about it on the XWF podcast all the time. It's telling the story. I get invested in the story. I can give a shit about who wins or loses. Did you entertain me on the shows?
yeah.
Did whatever the storyline between Joe Schmo and Red Apple, did that angle? Did it capture my attention? If it did, in some form or fashion, that's a win. That's what I like.
I'm a big Red Apple mark as well, me. So I'm happy you carried him like that.
Yeah.
But no, it's like seriously though, Paige. Like, because like if you weren't around, like we wouldn't have got one of the best angles I've seen in a long time with you and Maine. We wouldn't have get some of the best matches, like most of which you've ever written, like amazing matches. We wouldn't get the XWF podcast, and more importantly, because of no XWF podcast, we wouldn't get this dumb bullshit radio show either.
Yeah.
Well,
It all
I appreciate that.
stems from the Stoned one.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to TK and Bourbon.
Oh yeah, of
Too,
course.
man. Like, the XWF podcast wouldn't be it. That's they do a lot behind the scenes. So they're cool cats. I appreciate the kind words though.
No,
I
of
do what
course.
I can to try and keep it entertaining because I feel like that's why we do this. 'Cause, like, again, we're all a bunch of nerds sitting in front of a computer writing fictitious shit. So let's be entertained by it. The day that it becomes not entertaining is the day that it's time to stop.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know when that's going to happen for me, dude. Like, I've been doing this 25, literally since 96, 97. And I still do it now. It's
You've been doing it literally my entire life.
Shut the
If
fuck up,
you've
man.
been doing it since '97. No,
Oh
I mean
my
it.
God.
It's
No, you
pretty
just-
fucking wild. isn't it?
Like, you're making me feel old right now, saying that.
Good.
So, actually, yeah, Paige,
been a blast.
how did you, like, so, did you do the same bullshit that Vinnie Lane did, where he sent his fucking RPs by fucking carrier pigeon back in the 1980s?
By fact.
You know what? I actually had mine delivered by Stork.
Oh! Was it
I got a little more high class on that.
just a
And
baby
Storks
you wrote on?
90, they're 96% delivery effective. So I thought Stork would be the best way to go. No, I mean I broke in on email, which I think there's very few and far between of us out there that are still left in the game from that period. Which every time I find somebody who has been that active, Doc, for example, like I feel an immediate connection because I'm like, yeah, man, we were fucking there. Like that was something that was a whole different ball game. You emailed your promos in, depending on what Fed you were in. Like the one that I did, like you had to email your shit in on Monday. It was all sent out. You emailed the Fed head. He put it all together and he emailed it out on Wednesdays. And then the shows, he would email those out on Saturdays and then repeat the process. It's repeat.
Jesus
To
Christ.
see where it's come now is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
Based off of where it was when it started.
Wow, holy shit. I would not have the patience for that. The whole
I
email
mean, it's,
shit.
I think about it, like the evolution of just the internet in general. Since then, makes things so much easier and so much more effective. Like back then, in order to promote yourself, like you had just to submit segments on the shows. You didn't have Twitter. You didn't have other avenue, Instagram or other avenues to go down to promote yourself. You didn't do a segment, nobody knows who the fuck you are. You can go out and win your match, but okay, what are you doing? You just won your match. That's it. There's no character development other than your role play.
Well, that's actually so because you're very like story angle heavy, and you said then like you had to like kind of promote yourself on the shows and stuff like that. Is that where that kind of stems from then, or did you get more focused on the story angle stuff like later on?
I Good question. I'm an '80s child, so I love '80s wrestling and into early '90s before it gets cartoonish. So back then, as long as you had a storyline, you were good. So would say yes that I've always kind of been driven to telling some sort of angle, whether it's lopsided and I lose every match I'm involved in, but I get some go over spots on TV, which is how it began, right? Like I first started, it was ridiculous. I wasn't Chris Page then; I was the goddamn Zen Master. Yeah, I mean, it was terrible. Work was terrible. It was going for Dick. Fast forwarding to now, like over the last, I'd say 15 years, 16 years, I've been real story heavy. I got more gung ho into it when I was running the WGWF because I still wanted to write, but I wouldn't put myself in a championship scenario unless someone challenged me. Like if you challenge me, then I'm going to fucking accept it, and you're either going to win or you're going to lose, right? Like that's just anywhere. But I would pull myself out of championship situations and like work on telling stories, work on getting other people on the card over, because as a Fed head, you can't put yourself over all the time. You got to do something to enhance your product. So I would start working storylines. This one with Maine is the longest one that I've done, and the second longest one I did was almost a year, right at a year with Hunter Ryan, back in my Fed. Hunter showed up here but didn't role play. Showed up in the XWF, didn't role play, but if he got back in the saddle, he's somebody to watch. But it just evolved, kind of organically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Somebody's getting the Zen Master's calls.
That was me. That's Miss Fury. She's giving me a shout.
I thought aliens were taking over the radio station then for a sec.
So I actually want to touch upon a few things that you just mentioned there, if I may.
Sure.
Number one, you were talking about the Zen Master, and obviously, whenever you're a writer and you've done any sort of role playing in your life, and you look back at your early work, you're never gonna quite care for it. You're never gonna like it very much. But if you can remember anything from that time, is there anything that stuck out to you, either a show or a role play that you made that you kind of, I don't know, that you can go, I remember that and I don't entirely hate it?
I do, actually. I forget the Fed name, but I know that it was based, like it was run as a major federation in the London area, the England area. I forget that. I want to say it was SPW. Syndicate Pro Wrestling is what stands out in my mind, and that could be it. It may not be. I don't know. They're going back fucking 18, 19 years here. So my character, instead of being, the Zen Master spelled Z-E-N, I spelled my name Z-I-N, and obviously I was the opposite of Zen, right? That was my gimmick, or what I was trying to do. So I sucked. It was terrible. It was like my third Fed at this point. And but the Fed head came to me and he was like, listen, yeah, I don't know who he had running shit with him. It could have just been him. He was like, listen, we know that you're trying. Like, I see that you're trying. Here's what I want. I want to do something, and I want to know if you're cool with it. They had an unstoppable champion. That his name was Mean Scott Green. And if anybody out there knows who Mean Scott Green is, reach out to me because I have not seen or talked to that guy in decades. He was the champion. His gimmick was he had a midget with him at all times. Like his midget was his manager. He wanted to do something on a weekly show. They put me over and I won the championship.
Whoa.
And I said, me being, I was probably 18, 19 years old at that time, and I'm about to win a world championship, and I thought it was like the best thing ever. I shot myself in the foot, and I was like, that's awesome. But wouldn't it be funnier if the next night we run a house show, he wins the title back? He was like, the Fed head goes, that's fucking great. I was actually going to let you run with it for a month or so. And I went, motherfucker. I just screwed myself out of a little bitty title reign. But they ended up putting the championship on me. The next night we did a house show and he won the title back. And I thought that was just the best shit ever.
Oh my god. Why would you do that to yourself?
I was young and stupid. I should have took that 4-week run and tried to do something with it, but I also knew that I didn't earn it. I wasn't the best writer there.
Oh man.
I was far, but they acknowledged the effort that I was trying. And at that point, I still didn't even have a real handle on this character. I didn't know what I was doing. The fact that they gave me the rub that way was, almost a reward enough.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, and I just love how that's how your mindset was even back then. It's like, oh, because anyone else would be like, oh, cool, won the title, so let's see how long I can keep hold of it. But you immediately went to, oh, what if this would be fun? I love that. I think that's so good.
I think that with me personally, it's more of I don't really give a shit about winning and losing. Like I knew that everybody has that point in their Fed careers or their role playing where you want to win everything. I was there, been there, done that. Only as you get older, I think that you're like, well, not always about me. Like go back to my Universal Championship run. Well, I was a focal point for 4.5, 5 months. It wasn't about Paige. Paige had his moment when he won the championship. It was about building Bob. And just by the association of me having the championship, it elevates the entire faction. And of course, OOC, their performances alone would have accomplished that. In character, it made it that much more convincing.
That's a great way of putting it, of just how your mindset kind of affects the storylines that you're going for, because it's not about adding legitimacy, or I should say it's not about creating legitimacy, it's about adding it. It's about enhancing existing legitimacy and existing momentum.
Yeah, and I mean, again, my perception is I'm already in the Hall of Legends. I could lose every match from here until I hang up the writing. It's not going to take away that my work was acknowledged enough to be listed among some of the top writers that have ever done this. The same thing could be said with other Hall of Fames that the character's been inducted into. So I don't need the accolades anymore. So my big thing is, who can I help out now? And even if it's not an angle for me, like I pitch stuff to people all the time. Wouldn't it be cool if you did this? Like, would you try this? Would you consider working something with this individual to get to this point? There's backdoor conversations had daily.
Yeah.
Because that's just my mindset. I'm just built that way. I look at it from a different perspective. While it's fun and it's a game, I always look at it as a business. So when I ran the WGWF, even though it's a fake fucking fed, look, this is my business. This is what I do when I'm not making real money. So every decision I would make is not made for one individual. It's based on what is legitimately best for the business. What's gonna keep the wheels going?
Yeah, and the currency, instead of dealing with money, you're dealing with fun, with entertainment, with engagement, which, while a little harder to kind of make tangible, are still definitely felt when you're running that fed well. When you're giving the writers the money matches that they want to see and that other writers want to see.
Well, yeah. I mean, I completely agree. This is it's all about perception and it's all about mindset and it's about you do have people out there that are solely out for themselves and it shows. And you have people who you can work long-term angles with and they come off flawlessly like Robert and I have. Like and then I go back to the angle too with Thad last year that was supposed to be 2 matches and it turned into a fucking 6-month side story. We didn't know that it was going to span 3 divisions at that point, but it did. Started with the TV, went to the tags, he won the uni, and we went into a uni thing. Like, that kind of organic shit don't happen every day. And it's a good story if you're following it from beginning to end.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Right.
It's fun.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Honestly, talking to you now, like, we're going to wrap this up fairly soon because I don't want this to be, like, a 3-hour-long show, sadly.
Yeah, because we could easily talk to Chris, outside of the more formal podcast setting. For ever. Like, if you ever get a chance to just sit down and have a talk with Chris Page, I recommend you do it and you keep your ears, because like the guy's got a mind for this hobby that's just other fucking worldly.
Yeah, 100%.
I know I said this the other day or on one of the podcasts. Actually, it was the Gator Doc podcast. I was like, so hey guys, how long were you working the angle? Fucking Gator's like, Chris goddamn Page, these people fucking talk like this. But that's the truth. Like that's just it. Like how that's how I am.
Yeah.
How long do you want to work it? What do you want to do to get there? And it's all about your character and where do you see your character at, but what can you do to get your character there, and who can you work with that can help you get there?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know you guys got to cut it short. I appreciate it letting me be your first caller.
It's been an absolute
hopefully it's
honor.
not the last. You guys keep doing it, and I'm gonna keep listening.
Yeah, like honestly, just talking to you now really makes me wish that we could have you as a guest on the actual podcast, and everyone else could interview you, because like you just made I think we've been recording for about half an hour. You made that just seem like 2 minutes because you're just full of stories, and you're always a pleasure to talk to. I always love having you. I'm so happy you're our first caller.
That's funny you mentioned that. We're the only reason we haven't done anything like that thus far is because we don't want to feel like we're putting ourselves over all the time.
Yeah, of course.
And because we're hosting the show and all that other shit. But it's coming. Something like that will happen down the line.
Oh, good.
And if anybody wants to pick my brain, they'll be more than welcome to. But in the meantime, guys, y'all keep rocking on.
Oh yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Anytime you need a guest, you holler at me. Paige will be there.
Always. Thank you so much, Chris Page.
Okay.
Love you lots, guy.
Man, have a good one.
You too. Man,
What
fuck
a
that
wonderful
guy.
song.
Piece of shit.
Piece of fucking
Fucking
shit. What an
trash.
awful fucking piece of garbage.
Oh no.
We're fucking shitheads.
We're awful. Oh.
We're horrible. That was an amazing call. That was
Yeah,
wonderful.
that was incredible. Thank you so much for that, Paige.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.